Hello everyone, it's Sugar Kiss. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a long one because I'm going to show you how to arrange your villager houses in New Leaf with no hacks. I have a total of 8 Animal Crossing towns, and this is actually the first town where I decided to kind of line up my villager houses. And I do have a dream address for this town if you want to visit. I will provide it in the description. Whenever I play in this town on stream, a lot of people will ask me if I hacked this town, and I did not. I know there are a lot of videos out there, but this is going to be my method for it. It's very time consuming and requires a lot of time traveling. Oh, wait, we get a picnic. Wow, thanks Sparrow. I did not expect that. He knew I was recording. He wanted something special to happen. I actually already have a guide for this on my website, but I wanted to make a video for it just in case some people wanted to actually see it in action so they can kind of better understand the steps. And I do recommend you guys to watch the video all the way through. Don't skip anything because I don't want you guys to miss out on anything important. This is not the only option. You can choose to put your villager houses anywhere in your town. You know, some of you might not even be able to do this straight line setup because of how your map is set up. But you can have them in little neighborhoods, have 2 next to each other, or maybe, you know, three together, and then 3 on the bottom. Whatever you decide to choose. Since we are going to be doing a lot of time traveling, you guys really have to be careful and understand what's going on. I'm actually going to take you guys to one of my newer towns to show you how to do everything. So, let's go. Here we are. Welcome to Hanamura. This is my Overwatch themed town, and it's a hot mess because it is my newest town. It's my 8th town. I haven't done much to it. Yeah, it's not very pretty right now, but that's okay. I'm still working on getting all of the villagers into the correct house spots. So to begin, I'm going to tell you guys how you are able to do this with no hacking. For the new Welcome Amiibo update, villagers do not move on top of pathways anymore, your QR codes. So you can basically just manipulate where they end up. You can limit their options. What you have to do is actually cover your entire town with QR codes, except for the places where you want the villager house to be. So they have no choice but to go into the spots that you picked out for them. I recommend doing this process with a new town because it's easier to start with a fresh town. I don't suggest those who have already finished their town to try this because you're not going to have much to work with. When you're in a new town, you have all the empty space and you can plan everything out. Even before I create the town, I like to make a list of the villagers that I want for themed towns because, the villagers have to make sense. This is essentially the first step. You need to go all around your town and place the QR codes. You can use a custom one that you scanned in, a simple brick, or even the generic starter QR codes that you are given at the beginning. This is going to be very tedious. You do not have to put a QR code in every single spot. You can actually space it out strategically or just scatter them like how I did. I usually do this in one go, and it takes about, I want to say 2 hours. Yeah, it's exhausting, but it'll be worth it in the end. Once you have done this, you can now go around and decide where the houses are going to go. Villager houses are 3 by 3, so make sure that there are QR codes around the spot. You're kind of making like an outline. And I always like to leave an extra space open in front of the house, for like the doorway. And today I'm going to be moving in Lucio for the video, and Henry is going to represent Lucio in this Overwatch town. So I think I'm actually going to have him down in this spot where Del actually used to be. He moved out recently. So I'm going to place the QR codes down now. Alright, so this is what it's supposed to look like when you are done. 3x3 spot. And I should tell you guys that flowers and trees, also weeds, can be deceiving. Villagers will plot their house on top. So you have to really make sure you don't miss out on any possible openings. These villagers live to troll you, so you have to make sure you cover up every spot. So I see one over here where they could move into. And I'm just gonna place some extra QR codes down to prevent that. I would say to double and triple check your town. Just do a walkthrough. Look everywhere. Please make sure that you don't have any 3x3 spots that they can move into. So down this area, I have Spork and Samson. I think Samson's actually right here. Yep. He should have a Junkrat phrase. Yeah, he calls me dipstick. It's one of his voice lines. So, of course, Roadhog and Junkrat have to be together. And if you want two villagers next to each other, you need to have 2 spaces in between. It cannot be 1 space. It won't work that way. Yeah, so please make sure you're paying attention to the spacing when making these house outlines. I'll teach you guys how you can move in 2 villagers next to each other. Villager houses can be 1 space away from the edge of a cliff. So this is actually right next to the river, but as you can see, you know, starting from up here, technically only counts as 1 spot. So let me see if I can try to find a better example. If we go back to this spot, I could okay. I could actually have it right here. If I just move this over, 1 spot is okay. So just be careful. Keep that in mind when you are putting spots around. Villagers can move in 1 space away from a rock as well, just like how they can move in 1 space away from the edge of the cliff. I want to warn you guys not to be too close to the train tracks here. I thought that 2 spaces away would be fine, but I tried, and for some reason the villagers just would not move into these 2 spots. I actually had to move it all the way down. I probably didn't have to bring it that far back, but you know, it did work finally. I have Wolflink as Hanzo here, and then Genji is going to be in the next spot since they are brothers. So yeah, you can see that I had the house spots ready here, but it wouldn't work. So I think, you know, something's up with the train tracks, just like how you can't really be too close to the town plaza. If you want 2 villagers to live next to each other, you have to be sure to cover up the open spots that you have for the other villagers. For example, I have Gloria here as Sombra, and then Rodeo is going to be the Reaper, since, you know, they're kind of like the bad guys, criminals of the Overwatch world. If you don't care about where your 10 villagers move into, then just leave all the spots open, and, you know, the villagers will just pick whichever spot. But if you are being specific, if you are picky about where they end up, and you need them to be next to each other, you need to cover up all the spaces. So let's say Gloria is the first villager that I'm going to be moving in. I would cover up every single spot except for this one, so that this would be her only option. She would show up here, and then I would open up this spot to try and move in Reaper next, but still keep all of the other spots closed with this tile in the center, just so that it's easy. You know, once I'm ready, I can just, you know, rub it away, and then here we go, I have another open spot. I only have 8 villagers right now, but I am going to show you guys what you have to do when your town is at 9 or 10 villagers. I am going to be using the Wisp Lamp. You could actually start immediately. If you made a new town, pretty sure on like the 2nd day you could just go around your town, use the QR codes that you already have, and cover up everything, make the spots. Once you find that Wisp Lamp, you are ready to start this. My house is literally filled with trash right now, so don't judge, okay? I'm gonna bring out my Wisp Lamp, and the Wisp Lamp is highly recommended. If you do have a cycling town or you plan to get villagers another way, like from a friend, it is not going to be as efficient, but I mean, you could still do it. If you haven't seen this little guy yet, he is from the Welcome Amiibo update, and you call him to be able to scan in the Amiibo cards. I have the 3DS that already has the NFC reader built in, but if you do own the older 3DS models, you are going to need an NFC reader. If you are new to this update and you need help with finding the Wisp Lamp, I do have an update page on my website that you guys can go to. I did pick a Froggo to be Lucio. I bring in Henry. Once you scan them in, you will have the option to get them to move in. For Welcome Amiibo cards, the Welcome Amiibo villagers, it's a bit different. Once you scan them in, you have to tell them to come visit. You'll find them at the campground, and then you have to go into the RV to ask them to move in. It's just an extra step. Since I only have 8 villagers, no problem, no need to ask me to kick anybody out, so Henry said he's gonna come in soon. What we need to do now is actually save and quit and head to the next day to see if Henry ended up in the right spot or not. So we're moving on to the next day because I want to see the house plot. It's going to show me where Henry decided to move in. A new day. Let's walk down to where we wanted him to be if he's not there. I messed up! No! Well, I guess that's a good example for the video. Maybe I should try Sprinkle now. Okay, inviting Sprinkle now to be my May. I really hope nothing goes wrong, please. Yes, I did it. I don't know why I messed up on Henry's house. Not sure how this happened. Oh well, I'll have to move him out and then bring him back in again. Oh yeah, by the way guys, if you are using Amiibo cards, you don't have to worry about the 16 villager cycle. Yeah, even if they moved out recently, they can come back in. No problems at all. I know this looks very crowded right now, but I'm not going to be keeping Wolfgang. And this is Genji. He's in the wrong spot, so he'll be gone. So that'll be cleared out. This is Wolfgang's house. I want Pee-wee and May to be with each other. And then this is my house. I'm Athena. So Winston's, program, voice. Now we have to talk about what you gotta do if you are still trying to move out some villagers. Once Sprinkle moves in, I'm going to have 10 villagers. That means somebody is going to want to leave. If you mess up like me, you are going to want that villager to ask you to move out, of course. And how you do that is you can actually time travel like a couple days ahead. You need to make sure they are not in stranger mode. So, for example, let me talk to Genji here. I don't think I've talked to him for a while. If they say, oh, it's been a while, hasn't it? Hi, stranger. That means that they're not going to ping you. You have to talk to them and make sure you guys are on good terms before you can get that moving ping from them. So when you are time traveling, you have to go around, talk to each villager. Sometimes villagers will be hiding in their houses, they'll be in the museum, other places. If you can't find some of your villagers, you might have to time travel an hour or two ahead to see if you can find them around town. I got the ping from Gloria, but I don't want Gloria to move out, so I'm gonna tell her no. And then I have to time travel to get another ping. I usually time travel maybe 5 or 10 days. It's safe to go 10 days now because I think they actually increase the number of days where villagers will ask you to move out for the welcome amiibo. Save and quit. We have to find somebody else to ping us. It's really difficult when you have like 8 villagers that you want to keep and only 2 that have to move out. Yeah, you know, the more permanent villagers you have, the harder it gets. Because if you have bad luck like me, you know, all the villagers who you want to stay are probably going to ask you to move out. It's always random. You'll never know which villager it's going to be. It could be one villager, another villager next, and then that same villager again. It's just always so back and forth and you don't know. And it's gonna take a really, really long time for some of you. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now we're in October. Alright, so now my job is to go around and talk to all the villagers because they're probably gonna be mad at me for not talking to them for 10 days. Usually what happens is once you go around and talk to everybody, you have to like go back to where they were and then they might ping you. Or you can just time travel maybe like 5 minutes. Sometimes they're in their houses and honestly you should go in and talk to them because, you know, why not? I know it's like extra effort, but you have to go inside and talk to them if they are not wandering about. No, Wolfgang, no, not you. Wolfgang doesn't represent Overwatch Villager and I won't be keeping him, but I need him in town for Cranky Public Works project requests. I'm not done with him yet. So just to kind of show you guys how long it really takes, you don't know who's gonna ask you to ping. It might end up getting really repetitive. You just have to keep going, keep time traveling, running around. I know it's gonna give you a headache, but yeah, this is the method if you don't want to use any type of hacks or plot resetting. Are you kidding me? Come on. Wow, this is really not working out for me today. I'm recording a video. Please, just take it easy on me. I definitely don't want people to leave. Why must this be so difficult? Yes! Yes! Finally! I've been trying to get Rodeo to move out for so long. He needs to be next to Gloria. No! Alright, well, if that happens, you guys, all you have to do is quit out of your game. The same villager will still ask you to move out if you do a misclick. That was so derp of me, I'm sorry. I just got so excited. Yeah, when I go back into my game, Rodeo should still ask me to move out. You have to actually hit the menu button though. You can't save and quit. Let's go find him again. There we go. So he says he's going to be moving on the 2nd. We are going to be time traveling to the day after. Just so that his house will be gone and then we can cover up the spot. Okay, so as you can see, Rodeo is no longer in this town. His house is gone, and we need to cover up this empty spot so that other villagers will not take it. This is why you need to move out villagers this way if you are trying to use my method, because if you scan in a villager when you have a full town, yes, you can scan in an amiibo card and kick somebody out immediately, but most of the time when you do that, the new villager is just going to take the same spot of the old villager. So wherever their house is, new villager is just going to move into the same spot, and we don't want that if you are trying to kind of plan everything out. You cannot forget to do this, you guys. Please, please, please. You need to cover up the old spot so you don't mess up again. I think you guys can take it from here, right? I taught you everything that you need to know. I know that there are a lot of steps to follow and it can get kind of confusing, but hopefully I did a good job at explaining everything. What I just did, basically, you're going to rinse and repeat until you have your perfect town, and you should be able to get all of your villagers in the correct house spots. I've done this for 3 towns now, and I'm pretty sure I've messed up every single time. Don't get upset if a villager finds an open spot that you forgot to cover. You are going to make mistakes, you know, it's not always flawless, but that's okay. It takes time, and trust me, it is going to be so worth in the end. You are going to have a fantastic map that everybody will be jealous of. Good luck with your town, everybody. If you have any questions, if there's anything that you still don't quite get, please feel free to message me on Discord. You can come to my stream and ask me questions or comment on this video, and I will respond to you. Thank you for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed.